Just coming in, a shooting near 41st Avenue in McDowell, and Phoenix police need your help locating the gunman. This happened last night. Police say that they found two men shot in the middle of the street. Both men were taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Police are now working to get a description of that vehicle involved. So if you do have any information on this case, you can call Silent Witness. Honoring a fallen officer who meant so much to his community. Today in El Mirage, ceremonies for the late officer Paul Lazinski. Lazinski suffered a heart attack while chasing an accused vandal back in 2017. He was just months away from retirement. Lazinski was also the liaison officer for the Rancho El Mirage HOA. So today they're honoring him with a memorial plaque at their park near Acoma and Dysart. That dedication ceremony begins at noon.
Just an unbelievable road to recovery for a one-year-old girl. She fell into a pool in Mesa. You might remember this story. She was later declared dead twice. She did survive, and now, weeks later, we're checking in on her as she returns home to her family. 15-month-old Lillian went into her family's pool 5 days before Christmas. Her family tells us she is now relearning how to sit up, how to crawl, eat, and drink. But they do say that just being around her siblings really has done wonders for the little girl.
Our kids definitely feed off our energy, and they said Lily's not going to give up because we're not giving up either.
So, of course, they are optimistic, but a scare like this does come with a tough reality. Lillian's dad does say that it's pretty much like her brain has been rebooted, so she is grasping at things that a 4 to 6 month old would be learning. But she is 15 months old.
Is this a move in the right direction? Some of the Valley's top police brass all under one roof last night, including some who've been in the hot seat for major use of force cases. We're talking about chiefs from Gilbert, Tempe, Mesa's interim chief, all present at Friday night's forum, answering some pretty tough questions from the people they police.
We often see that. When you look at those agencies, they've just had some high-profile things that have happened. And so that's caused us to say, hey, we need to look at these processes. We need to understand what this looks like. And the community needs to understand why you do what you do and when you do what you do.
Well, Mesa police say that their use of force complaints have dropped 33%, but the chief there says that now that he's leading the force, he wants to put a period on some of the department's past incidents and move forward.
It is your voice, your vote, and today is the South Carolina primary. The poll already open for voters there.
Former Vice President Joe Biden has bet big on the state in hopes of righting the ship after disappointing results so far, even though recent polls do show Bernie Sanders could be leading nationally. But with Super Tuesday on the mind of most candidates, many are scheduled to move on from South Carolina before the votes are even counted today. The only candidate slated to stay behind, Tom Steyer and Joe Biden.
Now, also in South Carolina, last night, President Donald Trump holding a rally in North Charleston, during which the president lashes out at Democrats who have questioned his handling of the coronavirus situation here in the U.S.
And so far, we have lost nobody to coronavirus in the United States. Nobody. And it doesn't mean we won't. And we are totally prepared. It doesn't mean we won't.
The president saying the Democrats are politicizing the coronavirus threat, while he insists his administration has taken the preventative steps to keep that virus from spreading across the U.S.
And with the coronavirus outbreak hitting the United States, a lot of people across the country, they're really keeping a close eye on their retirement accounts. A brutal week for the financial markets as coronavirus fears continue to mount. The three major stock indexes posting their worst weekly percentage drops since the financial crisis back in 2008, the Dow alone dropping 3,500 points since Monday. So what about next week? Could we see more of the same? Analysts have their predictions, but we have learned the Federal Reserve is ready to step in if things get any worse. So the critical updates here at home. Federal health officials have certified the Arizona State Health Lab to begin testing for the coronavirus. That testing is expected to start on Monday. Up until now, potential Arizona coronavirus patients from Arizona had to have their tests sent to the CDC. So next week, school leaders around the state are also expected to meet to go over their plans to combat the virus if it does continue to spread. ABC15.com, of course, is your source for the latest on the coronavirus. We've made it very easy for you to stay up to date. You can just head to abc15.com/coronavirus. All that information right there is right at your fingertips.
Let's talk about the weather, because as temperatures begin to rise, we will start throwing out that word summer. We're not there yet, but Golfland Sunsplash is trying to prepare and hire more than 400 people for their summer. Positions range from lifeguards to cashiers, food service. They're going to have 2 big job fairs to help get people hired too. That's happening next Saturday, March 7th, and then the following March 14th. Both happen at Golfland Sunsplash. Applicants are also encouraged to apply online ahead of time.
It's heating up. Thankfully, it's not 90.
No.
I mean, it's getting close.
And it's using that S word, summer, to give us perspective. That's really why we're talking about it. We're not there yet. It is just getting a little bit warmer, but it's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster here as we head through the next couple of days. So today we're warming into the upper 70s. It's going to come close to 80, and the average for this time of year is 73. So we are definitely warmer than the average. The record high though, 88 degrees. So we're not exactly on record watch. We're also going to stay dry all weekend long. So if you want to roll through that car wash, we're going to go ahead and give you the green light. On Monday though, don't waste your time. We are looking at scattered showers here in the valley and some snow up in the high country. I'm going to talk about the timing and also show you how much lower our temperatures will go over the next 3 days. That's coming up in that full forecast.
Have you checked your calendar yet today? It is February the 29th. We have an extra day this month. It is leap year. And as Nick Saletti reports, along with the extra time comes some challenges.
Leap year, it's a phenomenon that happens every 4 years. But what exactly is it and why does it happen? It's a way to synchronize the solar calendar with the calendar year. If you cut the number of days we live in the year, you'll get an uneven number because it takes 365 and a quarter days for the Earth to complete its orbit around the sun.
Think about it like this. You get a quarter each year for 3 years. That's 3 quarters. But by the 4th year, you now have 4 quarters, which is equivalent to a day. That day is given to the shortest month of the year, February.
Adding that extra day means more time, but for some, it also means something extra to worry about.
Negative thinking has negative effects on your entire body. It worsens your stress level, your cortisol shoots up.
Dr. Judith Joseph is an adult and child psychiatrist. The odds of being born on February 29th are 1 in 1,461, or 0.068%. She tells her patients, instead of thinking about the glass half empty, take the glass half full approach and be optimistic.
I do treat families where there's a child who is born on a leap day, and depending on the culture, people view it as being a negative or unlucky day, so they kind of pressure people to pick March 1st or February 28th as a birthday instead. People tend to think of therapy as being something where you come to, you talk about negative problems and so forth, but now research is showing that we need to focus on positive aspects and not just negative things, and it really does overall improve your wellness.
So on February 29th, use that extra day to spend time with friends and family. Do something fun. While you're at it, check something off your bucket list.
Well, celebrating new beginnings, the Persian New Year Festival will be celebrating their 2nd year in the Valley, and they are live in our studio to tell us more about it.
Hey everyone, Chelsea Davis here with a look at the freeway closures happening this weekend. We're going to start at I-17. So in the northbound direction at Pinnacle Peak, you're going to see the main lanes closed Friday to Saturday. Then in the southbound direction at Pinnacle Peak, you're going to see Friday to Saturday, but slightly different times as well. This is also going to impact the on-ramps nearby for Deer Valley and also Happy Valley. So if you want to travel nearby, you do have options to go surface street level. The frontage road could be an option. 19th Avenue is really going to be your best bet though, because it'll take you all the way through up to Joe Max, and then you can reconnect onto I-17, or vice versa. You can take that down to Loop 101 and try to get back onto the 17 as well if that's what you need to do. If you travel on I-10, this is a big closure in the eastbound direction between 67th Avenue and 43rd Avenue. The on-ramps nearby will also be impacted, like 83rd, 79th, and 75th Avenue, just as you're getting closer here. And if you travel on the 202 South Mountain in the northbound direction trying to connect on I-10, that won't be possible during this closure as well. So if you need to get by Loop 101, you have Grand Avenue, I-17. You also have Surface Street streets, McDowell, Van Buren, that can help you get by too. Another closure on I-10 is going to be over at Fairway Drive. This is going to happen in different directions. So eastbound is going to be Friday to Saturday, westbound Saturday into Sunday. Now this is also going to impact some of the on-ramps nearby. So you have the surface streets like we mentioned earlier, like Van Buren and McDowell. But if you need to travel going south to, let's say, Tucson, you can use State Route 85 down to I-8, and that can save you some time. Let's go over to the east side of town here. Loop 202 Santan will close between I-10 over to Loop 101, and that's going to last all the way through Monday morning. You have Chandler, Ray, that can help you get by too. The 101 is also going to see restrictions between Loop 202 Santan and Warner, but it's only going to be in that southbound direction Friday into Monday. It's also going to impact that ramp from US 60 if you want to connect to go southbound onto the 101. Nearby, you have the frontage road, you have Dobson Road, McClintock Drive to help you as well. If you travel on the 303, we see restrictions there too. We have one that's going to be in that southbound direction at Peoria. That's going to be Friday to Saturday. Then Saturday into Sunday, it's going to be between Grand and Bell. Then Saturday into Sunday as well up north here. You're going to basically see this closure span between Lake Pleasant Parkway and I-17. So I'm going to put these alternates for you and all of the other ones we talked about online. Just go to abc15.com/traffic. Have a safe and wonderful weekend.
Hey, ladies.
Let's most accurate forecast on your Saturday, giving you a live view of Piestewa Peak this morning. We can see clear skies in the background, just a few clouds way off in the distance, and our temperatures are still pretty mild. We're starting to get everybody over into the 50s now, so nice and comfortable. You might notice, though, this morning that you're sniffling still over the last couple days. That pollen has been high, and it's going to stay that way through the rest of the weekend, so just a fair warning. And if you have known allergies, then you're definitely going to want to take the meds as soon as you wake up. Live view from our Belmont cam up in Flagstaff. We still have some dusting of snow on the San Francisco peaks there. The rest is clear and dry, but that will change by the end of the weekend. So our forecast high today across the state, we're looking at highs in the mid 50s up in Flagstaff,